guys, I'm sure at this point, like, you've definitely seen this post about how flamingos lose their pink, right? About how sometimes, like, there's an impact of um child raising, childbearing on their color. I mean, that's not the only reason why they can lose their pink coloring, both male and female, but that's one of the reasons why, right? And it just occurred. And yeah, the post also talks about how, comparing them to us, like, as humans and everything, and saying we should also put less pressure on ourselves because it takes them a while to get their pink coloring back, and as humans we also lose our pink during the whole postpartum period, childbearing, child raising. And we should be a bit nicer to ourselves, more lenient, more just less judgmental, and just less, I don't know the word now, but that word, I'll put it down, on ourselves, because we are doing a lot, and we're losing a lot of ourselves in the process. So it will take some time to get that back and get ourselves back to where we were, where we feel comfortable, or when we feel like this is me, this is who I was before I had kids and all of that. And I thought about it, and to be very, very honest, like, I'll tell you the truth, before I had my baby and now, huge difference, big difference. And I 1,000,000% agree. But I noticed that in the last year, so my baby's turning 1, and I noticed that in the last year, like, I've not really done anything for myself. I've really let myself go almost in every area, right? And whose fault is it? I don't know. I've just deprioritized myself and prioritized her, right? Not her fault, not my fault. It's just what had to be done to make sure that I was a good parent. I am a good parent, and she grows up well, right? But in the long run, it's not going to profit anybody, least of all myself, because if I'm not, like, refilling my tank, I will have an empty tank and nothing to give back to her and to my partner as well. So I just decided that, I'm going to get my pink back. And another thing I figured is, I don't think the getting your pink back thing is just something that just happens, right? Like, you just close your eyes and wake up and you're like, oh my goodness, today I feel like I felt before I got pregnant. Nope. I think, like, it's a very intentional thing. Like, you have to be intentional about it, and I'm challenging myself to be intentional about getting my pink back, as I have been intentional about being a parent, being a good parent, being a present parent, and an intentional parent generally. So, like, I also want to be intentional about taking care of myself, getting myself back to feeling like normal, getting my pink back, in summary. So there are two things that I think I will be doing, not that I think, two things I'll be doing going forward to get my pink back. The very first one is I'm going to be buying myself stuff. So I'm going to buy something for myself every month, one thing at least a month, right? I noticed that in the last year, I don't think I bought more than 1 or 2 things for myself, and I'm telling you, like, clothes, anything just like that, except like necessary things like toiletries and all those things. Like, that's nothing. I want to be buying myself things that, like, for my enjoyment, for my pleasure. So, like, I want a nice pair of shoes, I'm going to get myself a nice pair of shoes. Or I want to buy this book because I want to read this book. Just stuff solely for my enjoyment. That's what I'm going to be doing. So if it's a pair of shoes, clothes, books, whatever it is that gives me joy, gives me pleasure, just that I'm going to derive pleasure from owning that thing, I'm going to buy it for myself. So one of that every month at least. And the second thing I'm going to do is just, like, take care of myself. So self-care, enjoyment, pleasure, right? Let me break it down, because it's starting to sound very, what I'm trying to say is, I'm going to do something to take care of myself that's not physical. So the first thing was a physical thing, an actual tangible thing. Now this is going to be an intangible thing that's going to give me joy as well, happiness and pleasure. So for instance, a spa day, I can decide to go, just go for a massage, a scrub, all of that. I can decide that, today I'm going to, take a night off and check myself into a nice hotel or an Airbnb and just, enjoy myself by myself with no baby. Facial, or just get my nails done, my lashes done, all of that stuff, paint my toenails, get a pedicure, a manicure, whatever it is that's just going to make me happy, right? But it's not a tangible thing in the sense that I'm not buying something to keep for myself. It's like it's going to create a feeling of joy and just like pleasure and relaxation. That's another thing, an experience. Yeah, let's call it an experience. And that's what I'm going to also invest in. So those two things every month are the things that I'm going to be doing to get my pink back. If you're a mom or a dad, whoever, no restrictions here. What did you do to get your pink back? Were you intentional about it, or did you just notice that there was something you did that helped you speed up the process? I'm very interested in knowing what else to add. I'm looking for things to add to my list, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your suggestions are, and yeah, okay, bye bye. Mwah.